GPL Headquarters, and let's talk about the African Champions League, which bounces back. Good news, Ghana will be in the mix, represented not by Hearts or Kotoko, but by Medeama. Medeama will be there, or they're already in Cairo. They landed yesterday, and they're very confident. The president of Medeama Sporting Club, Moses Arma, aka Moses Parker, was in Kumasi, and he had a meeting with the top media houses, journalists, the stakeholders, those guys who go on radio and make a lot of noise, if I should use it that way. Very fruitful meeting because Medeama will be playing at the Baba Yara Sports Stadium. But for now, the focus is on is in Egypt, and it's going to be a tall order. I don't remember the last time a West African team or any other team, for that matter, went to Cairo to get a result. We need to look at the records.
I think the last time a Ghanaian team even played Al Ali was in 2006. I think it was Kumasi Asante Kotoko. They played 1-1 in Ghana. It was in Obuasi. Then they beat us 4-0. In about 20 minutes, Kotoko were extinguished in that one. Yeah, it was the days of Abu Treka.
North Africa.
Yeah, North Africa. It was the days of Abu Treka.
What can Medeama do? I mean, they believe they can do something, but the stats, the records, and everything tells you that abetting.
I'm not sure more airports. Yes. I spoke with Moses Parker, I spoke with the coach. I saw the demeanor of the players. What they can do is that they need to remain disciplined to ensure they are confident, but you need to remain disciplined, especially if you are playing in North Africa. It comes with a lot of intimidation. There's a lot of tomfoolery in the stadium. You are not just playing Al Ali. That is what you also you are playing against Egypt. So you need to be very disciplined and resolute on the pitch, or else if you crumble under pressure, within first 20 minutes, you can just be extinguished in Egypt.
All right, let's hear from the president before departure at the Kotoko International Airport. Mutala and crew were there.
The other day, we are going for the surprise must be either win or draw. Until my expectation there, Sana make one day. Yeah, baby, I can't. Near place, I'm body. I want to be also. It's their life. Medeama might be there. Okay, Sundowns. We did it. TP, we did it. And it's going to be a surprise. We are expecting a good result from the Medeama Sporting Club. Medeama, with our sponsors, Go Fruits Ghana, Nguvu, our headline sponsor, Nguvu Mining. Everything is set. Yakase hotel, Radisson Blue, is already reserved for us. Whatever, BBI intact, flight, Egypt Air, into which I may depart any month from now. We are going all out, BBI is set. Motivation, we are saying, they are per diem, everything. We are ready to give them.
Kakama can say, Obiahu El Hali, as giant of Africa, Ampa. Medeama Yakoye David against Goliath. Kakama can say, Mechi and Bra. You will say, our home game, a local scene, you lose to Chelsea. Yes, I'm back to Kumasi Kotoko Shehen. And you way back to us, Manai and Sana. And the challenge as I see, I'm saying, may the many players say, no, we have to go in there and then come back with good results. Results are positive. New system, unlike El Hali for me, most experienced. Kakame can say, boys are side, boys are motivated. Some make motivation there and they trust Muspaka. No be brave, no they go akuma. I just say I was saying to Michelle very important. The last time against Kotoko, and I'm not be brave who say those guys in miss where camp. I'm saying now who say without them still you were equally good players. I'm to me as sit in the setup. And Pampa, yet me boy, although we lost the game to Kotoko. This time no, Omabaka side there, because motivation more and at the same time so Sali Al Hali Fukuta national players yes you national players today.
Yeah, we are very well prepared. From day one, like we started from Remo Stars. Yeah, we did what we could do. We got through that stage, we went to Horoya. From that 2 games, we've got some experience. So moving forward to this game, that experience is going to guide us to do well in Egypt. Talking about Champions League, nobody's know Medeama there, but we are going to give a good account of ourselves there. We're missing the 3 of them. It wasn't like we can't do without them, but they are very important players to the team. So we having them back is going to motivate us, is going to push us, going to edge us to get a good result in Egypt.
Very nice. Butala, omo purple, we made that show. So will be
Minibi. Josiah will be. Oh, baby, no go stars. Me na Minibi.
Ebe fitu.
Never coming. Minibi,
we are large. See the way Mutala take the tape.
I mean, it's beautiful. When I don't side with people talking about the fact that Medeama share purple and all.
Oh, it's nice.
Their colors. It's their colors.
Omo jackets.
I don't know why. Yeah, omo jackets.
Very nice.
It's nice.
White trainers,
of course.
white shirts,
white,
purple,
the purple suit. See,
we're classy.
And you know something? And airport on anyone that walks in takes a look at them. I saw some whites even taking pictures of them because they stood out. Almost they stood out at the airport. And I mean, this is what Kotoko has. This is not new. Dreams FC, who so much green suit and all that. It is beautiful.
Yeah.
If clubs can brand themselves in this manner when it comes to fashion, I mean, it makes them stand out, and that is the professionalism I preach.
This is cool. I think this is cool.
We need to commend them.
And purple is a color of royalty, and
it has its significance. And I believe what we are seeing now, we've gone some time without seeing clubs do this thing.
Yeah.
It's very nice. Let's commend them. I love the branding. Just some few weeks ago when they traveled to the the state of Washington to play DC United in that capital, cup. I think it was the same thing we saw from them, and it looks like they are taking this thing to a different level. Trying to brand yourselves whenever and this is the CAF Champions League.
I wish they had captured Mrs. Ama. She's always funky. Kumasi, she had some army trousers and boots. Very funky. It was come on. It's nice.
It's nice.
I like the branding.
Yeah.
It was a footballers, so they have the physique. It's if the tailor or designer does it well, you're good to go.
Fit it's very nice.
But what about Dreams? It's not just Medeama. Dreams are in action as well.
They are in Tunisia.
So North African trip
against Club Africain. Another tall order for them. Tough. I mean, North Africa is not easy, irrespective of how good you are. North Africa. I mean, Mamelodi Sundowns will tell you how they found it difficult to even draw against Al Ahly in Egypt. So Dreams FC going to Club Africa, we can only wish them well. Again, their Medeama, they should also be disciplined on the pitch. Yes, Ubedi red card within 10 minutes.
And that's a bit of a worry for me because Medeama in the last couple of matches have shown a little bit of tendency to play to the gallery when there's a problem, including the coach. They react, overreact sometimes, and you've got to be careful in North Africa. You could get cards for that.
I think 3 years ago when they played against Accra Hearts of Oak, it was Dansoa who was given the matching orders, for not being able to, restrain himself at least. At least sometimes, and that's what the league teaches you. You just need to be disciplined on a day because just like Mutala was saying, if you go there, they'll try to intimidate you. This is a stadium that could be filled to, the brim with almost 60,000, 65,000 capacity. Each and every one of the supporters is a El Ahly fan, so you need to be disciplined. And it wouldn't come also just from the stands, but then the players as well.
I'm sure Moses Parker and the coach would tell the players what to expect.
Of course. It's a
cauldron.
They have people in Egypt who are doing the groundswork in terms of what to expect, the reception.
I saw more videos.
No, we've had clubs going to North Africa, Mukodu Airport, bars to pick them from the airport to the hotel.
In the past. I think now.
Ubetima North Africa, you can be on the pitch and the laser, someone will flash a laser on your eye.
Yeah, we've seen Senegal and Egypt.
Happens, so they should be disciplined,
others,
and that will be all. Yeah.
Okay, so let's move on. Of course. The GPL continues this weekend as well, but coaches have how many coaches have been sacked so far? 3.
So far, 3 have gone.
After 11 rounds, but surprisingly, Frimpong Manso,
2 have been sacked. 1 has been
asked to proceed on leave.
But
is that a nice way?
Akosiedu is saying that they did that when they were in Division 1 with Coach Emisa, and he returned to his post. So there's a probability that Michael Osei would return to his post as the head coach of maybe any Ghost. But Chrome ha, you catch will be proceed on. So let's hope that I said Akosiedu can and Michael Osei might return. But I think Koopman gone this morning. Frimpong Manso also gone, and Michael Osei proceeding on leave.
I can bet you
another one is coming.
Yeah, I can bet you that when the league started, or just if anybody had asked you, Josiah, these coaches, would they be out after 10 or 11 games? You just said no. They will not sack their coach. Frimpong Manso, no. And at the time, they were Frimpong Manso. Look at his stats. He's lost 1 game.
Yeah, and when we started the league,
are you sure it's for performance?
That is from what I asked people around the club. They are telling me I mean, in recent times, in the last 5 weeks, they've not had the results.
His record is better than Kotoko, is better than Hearts, is better than a lot
and they sit on the table. They started the league and have not lost about
Bando Heart of Lions, is their coach intact?
Yeah, he's still there.
He's still in post.
They are trusting him to do the magic for them.
Yeah, I think, you know, with a team that hasn't tasted league football for the last 15 years, you know, and being, you know, a returnee coming back to the league and finding themselves in the sixth position after 11 games, winning 3, drawing 7, losing just 1, and also on top of that, making their home a fortress. It's quite shocking for us to see, you know, the departure of Frimpong Manson. But then, yeah, you look at Bofakwa and the things that have gone within the club, in and around the club in the past few weeks, and it looks like it's not calm over there. Whenever they play at home, something happens.
Any idea if it's to do with the recent fracas at the venue where Max Okunidu was attacked?
You know, there were a series of events that led to the departure of Frimpong Manson. And that's when we spoke to the PRO of the club, Ismaila Amuzu. He is the PRO. And he spoke about the fact that, see, it's not like they just gave him the sack, but then it was something that was mutual.
Right.
You know, it was from both parties. They just sat down and believed that, see, there's a time for us to move the other way. So I believe that's the explanation he gave to us, that it's just something that the club stood up one day and decided that, see, we want to part ways, because not every team can boast of such numbers when they gain promotion right into the league. We've seen teams come and struggle. This is a team that beat RTU at home. This is a team that beat Hartford at home. This is a team that got a vital away point, you know, at Great Olympics on day 1. So this is a team that are playing so well under Frimpong Manson. He understands the team and the players understand his philosophy, and, you know, together they are doing something wonderful. But then we look at the other side, just what happened in recent times. Maybe to some extent he's not happy with what's happening within the club, you know, with fans, you know, trying to attack, you know, coaches, visiting teams and all that. See, a lot of things have gone into this thing. Yeah, maybe we are not trying to understand the whole thing, but then for a coach to wake up one day with his team on set position on the log, or set position on the log, and say, see, I'm not going to again, maybe something is going on. We tried to establish contact with Frimpong Manson, but he said it's too early, he can't talk to us. But yeah, believe you me, I believe there are certain things that's bothering this man, and he feels like, no, see, I can't continue with the club anymore, because everyone was enjoying this Bofakwa home games. We all loved it when they were playing at home. We even, you know, commended them for how the fans troop into the stadium week in, week out to watch their team play. But then all of a sudden, finding yourself at sit position and saying, I'm not going to continue again. Yeah, it's quite different from Koopman. It's quite different. Say,
not even 15th position.
No, not even 15th. This is sit on the law.
Any idea, Mutala, something we don't know?
Well, I think that maybe the agitation of the fans could play a part.
That
they are not happy with the team's performance.
Mufi division.
No, they threatened some of the players the day they drew 1-1 with Accra Lions. They threatened most of the players. So you know, Bofakwa had gone 8 matches without a defeat. Their first defeat in the Ghana Premier League was against Medeama, and that is their only defeat as of now. But they've drawn a lot of games. Yeah, they've drawn 7 games in the process, and they've won just 3. So the fans are not happy, coupled with what happened in their last game where they drew goalless. It was in the Swacheman, and fans burst onto the pitch, attack the opposing team players, even attack Maxwell Kuredu as well. So there could be a lot of things that have all compounded up to this stage where Frimpong Manson would say, maybe I've had it up to this point, I can't deal with it. There's pressure on him.
Frimpong Manson are a tough customer. Yeah. I'm still wondering.
No, there's many former ARFA chairman for brother Aforiji Kasai Jamra. You know, the people of the Bono region are very passionate about football.
So are people in the Ashanti.
No, they are more passionate. Sometimes they are passionate, than emotions.
Northern region, same.
Of course. But yeah, you look at the standings, and they are just 5 points below league leaders.
And they are above Hartford. They are
they are the best performing, you know, newly promoted side.
Yeah.
They are the best performing. They are performing better statistics-wise.
It might not be about performance.
It's not really. It's not. No, you wouldn't take it from that angle. It wouldn't make sense if they had sacked him based on his performance, because realistically, I don't know where the fans expect this team to be on the log. Where they are lying now, yeah, I think they've overachieved. Per club that just gained promotion.
But Josiah, you listen to a session of the fans too, and they feel that if some of the draws that were played at the Sunyani Coronation Park were turned into wins, and they will be higher up the table.
That is
the Ghana Premier League. And what they hate, after
so
1-1 near Accra Lions, you listen to the fans. They said what they hate in their lives is coming to the Sunyani Coronation Park and going home not knowing that Bofakwa have not won the game. Almost said no.
So education,
of course,
is very important.
They need to understand.
In Division 1, you saw their record.
No, but for 15 years, you've not played in the league.
But you saw their record in Division 1.
Anyway. All right, so yeah, lots more to talk about, obviously. And as far as Asante Kotoko is concerned, they've got their win finally. It wasn't easy, and Medeama missing key player. This was the penalty incident, and the more you watch it, the more inconclusive it becomes. In the stadium, live, it looked like a penalty because it looked like a hand was out. But you watch it again, and maybe the referee only had one look. Watch again. It looked like he pushed him. That's all you see, but it was very weak.
Even if it's a foul.
And the flag stayed down.
Yes, so there was no confirmation from the linesman who was closest to the action.
So this is what you would see in the stands, a push.
Yeah.
But if you watch it again...
was it even in the box in the first place? It was even outside. The first touch came outside
I think
the box.
we followed football long enough to know that not every push warrants a foul. And in this case, this push...
was outside.
Was even outside. You could see
outside. This
both
is where
the feet of both players was clearly outside. But then again, ask yourself, does this push warrant a penalty kick? That's the question we need to be asking.
I'll say where a penalty are. I think then a lot of penalties will be awarded in our football. For me, I think that in Fege, even when the ball was floated to him, he had one thing on his mind. Said the least contact he would have, he would go. He was already going down. Like or chested ball, so you could see he had a premeditated mind. Say, I would go down. The more I look at this, the more I ask myself, what did referee Charles Bulu actually see to award the penalty? But that is not even the biggest issue. Yeah, penalty in the way when Sheriff kicked the ball, he inadvertently kicked the ball against his left leg, unintentionally. That is what referee Charles Bulu should have seen and say, okay, I will see a GTR Kotoko because we won it twice. Felix protested and he got a card.
Could it be that also the run of Mfege looked as though once he had gotten past the player, he was in a shooting position?
Yeah, you were at the stadium, right?
It looks like
you
a push.
You were at the stadium.
First look, but then watching it again.
Of course, that is why I'm saying that we have the benefits of the replay because we're in the stadium.
And the referee didn't.
But from the first glance,
it looked like
it was a penalty. But when you watch it again,
no,
then you see. But this is the biggest issue, where Felix was protesting that Sheriff had inadvertently kicked the ball against his left leg. So he was protesting, but he rather got a yellow card.
Again, let's talk about the incident in a minute. My worry is not even about, okay, so watch it here.
Yeah.
He slips.
He slipped. So he kicks the ball against his left leg.
But you can hardly see.
You can hardly see.
Yeah, from
but
that,
this is
and
where
I don't know if the assistant or the referee were looking at the goalkeeper.
The referee was right there.
Looking,
trying to,
he wasn't looking at the ball.
No, but then later on, look at the referee. Look at the referee. He has his eyes clearly on the ball. He has his eyes on
do you know why goalkeeper Felix was protected? Because the position of Sheriff clearly was one that he was playing the ball to the right-hand side of the goalkeeper. But then he went to the middle. The ball swept. The ball actually went this way and came back into the middle. That is why he was protested. And referee Charles Bulu should be the one monitoring Sheriff and also monitoring other players for encroachment. Then the linesman will be looking at the goalkeeper to see if he's on his line before the ball was kicked.
Okay.
But how Charles Bulu missed this, I have no idea.
To be honest, after the match, some of the fans were saying they didn't really see what was wrong with it, but I think they must have watched it on their phone. It was making rounds. They said it looked a bit dodgy. But let's find out from them immediately after the game what the Kotoko fans had to say.
In fact, and that Yasha and Nijama is a starting set about Nisuko and Yanukura. Second half changes Kaka coach in the year, and then to me, but still, and he has a coach, or Pajan Mukakra, all players, and all my training pa. That's your boy, and all my brother.
Most a lack and Cassandra team. Apart from the air queen and lack and Cassandra team. Because first half, at least 2 goals take it to me a share. But the same, it's good say it to me a winning. But players here, I think say maintaining one more. Now I do no feel say a bit more Brannan County and probably a shimwa. I think say a bit me a boapa. And send a person who team. Medeama, yes, small team of Africa. What mean about saying now Shanwa? I say also team there was so.
On my senior players now bar come pay. and a position will be ampen, Obo cry, now this Siabo. Ubo two, how winning Morris about 3 now, Siabo, and no crown here. A man was a penalty, your penalty. School the old corner in my dear teacher, your Makawadia one. The who's a senior players and a buy and your my way, but still now in ya and such a team in Mukakra. Was a place in Modern Pejano, and man,
it wasn't easy for us to go through this first half and the second half too, but finally we got a 3 points, so we take it from there to the next game. Looking at the performance, especially in the first half, we should have even buried the game in the first half. The boys did very well. We got everything right in the day. We are okay. We needed this win for us to encourage ourselves before the next game against Lagos City in Accra, and we've gotten it. We are okay. The concentration and everything is against Lagos Cities now the coming weekend. We are very happy with the win.
The Medeama, the Unya Medeama now was Shana. That's our share for Telekra, Norma. And I never quite answer and say, Coach, you know, a group of beer, one cano. Blair man at Tiffy, Dabia Blair Tiffy, and a Blair bag game. Or at a say,
Coach, you know, on Casa Quala. So Drew, what you want to a shot. No, possible, no person to play, so any. So once you got a corner, university. Yantim for JHS straight to Uncle SS, not straight to university. No, I say more monsieur from senior players. No, once a Pitami do Basaka half, no, at least you have learned the mistake now, figure. So you have learned. So we there at least coach no use senior players no more.
Yes, them supporters money about my players no. And you say actually bibia be kama. Ya mu bo so aye ko Lagos City. Ya fan paibo and touch him you say inshallah. Ya be kwa share mo abakumase.
And coach ni ne technical team agina omo na so ene am ya 3 points ah. Ya dey asira be ma technical team no. Omo say ball team ni boy and so supporters ni nyina ni. But football it's almost 3 points. 3 points ni here. Jaji at 3 points no. Bijiri say kakra team ne be sorry.
But the best coach is only abotre. No one share team, no one pay players ah. Omu be team, just only a ni skillful player bi akra say what team in Pablo no free moment pass. Kalu Watala anya ni tia on team shego. Wa boss 90 minutes. Probably off for track, never be to mine.
Yeah, so football fans have a different philosophy, and you know the rule is that they're always right, and you listen to them, very passionate. Football fans do not go with logic. No. We have to win. This is Babayara. Of course. Someone even said, Unya team said, Medeama is so 3 or 4.
Of course.
You're not being real.
I mean, that is football fans for you. They do not understand. They don't want to go with the logic, say. I mean, you are playing against Medeama, the defending champions of the Ghana Premier League. So a 1-0 victory is cool. But then there was one thing clear running through all the comments that these fans made, that they are not happy with the manner in which the team is playing. And against Medeama, it was clear Kotoko were not at their best. Even though Justice Blay, who had come from injury and playing his first game for the Porcupines, was in an amazing form, the rest of the team, you can actually see the kind of system they are playing. There's no telepathy, there's no cohesion. And only idea have Kotoko. And also they must play the strength of their strikers. Kalu Atara Oshena, from his days at Bekum Chelsea, he's a beast in the air. But this is the case where you find Kotoko trying to play the ball through the middle to score with his legs. It's not working. So ASR, you can see he's clearly out of the game. He's just on the periphery. So they should play to the strength of each player. But with Richmond Lamptey coming back, with Justice Blay coming back, I feel Kotoko would find form. But the question is when, because we are already in match day 11, and it looks like it will take time for them to actually find themselves together. But let's see, it is Kotoko that we are talking about. They can do everything.
No doubt about it, and it's just a few weeks before Hearts and Kotoko play. But we're hearing that they may have to adopt the Bavaria Sports Stadium as their home game. We're watching Hearts versus Lions. Game scored just after 5 minutes. You know, impressive start by the Phobians with their new coach. And it looked as though it would be one of those afternoons where the Phobians would switch it on because their start was very good.
Yeah, per the survey, it looks like, you know, it's always the norm. Whenever a new coach is at the helm, every player tries to play above themselves and also, you know, tries to impress. And on this occasion, it was Hatofuk that, you know, struck first. And Hamza Issa, he's proven to be the signing of the season for Hearts of Oak. Yes, they didn't pay any money for him or to bring him in, but then he's been arguably their best player so far this season. That was his 5th goal of the season for them, and at that point you felt like Hearts of Oak were going to run away with that one until Samari also equalized from a defensive mistake. I think Hearts of Oak went to sleep for a minute, and I think it was that ball from Apiga, and Pedu just couldn't cover in time. Hearts of Oak, for the first time, showed so much character, because I've not seen them, score this late since they scored at Bibiani Gold Stars, that goal from Hamza Issa. But then this time, Hamza Issa was involved again, and then Rafael Amponsa. What a strike!
Yeah, I mean, Hamza was scored and he assisted. He
was involved in both goals.
Calm take. Yeah. He knew where to position, where his teammates was, and calmly passed it to him.
Yeah, that's the kind that's the kind of play. After he scored in the first half, he went missing for larger part of the game. But then this was the second moment he got into the game again, and that was a defining moment where his pass found Amposa. But then he stayed under composure. See, he was so composed over here. Then found his teammate, and then it was just a simple goal. But then
the assist and the finish looked very, very
top notch.
Yes, watching the game, I can tell you, football is about moments. The first, I think, 15 minutes of the game, it was all about Hearts of Oak. Then they took their foot off the gas. Accra Lions took charge. Apiga sensing that cross, they get the equalizer. Then the second half, see Hearts of Oak coming into the game again. Then again, they went missing for about 10 minutes. They popped up with individual brilliance. That shot from Rafael Amponsa was brilliant. I mean, the moment he controlled the ball, you could see he knew he had only one thing on his mind. Say, Obebo shot.
It's a refreshing, option for Hearts at the start of the season.
Yeah.
How many people thought he would be a key player? He scored 5 goals?
Yeah, 5 goals already.
Some are even surprised he doesn't play that much because Omo were training. Omo say he's a brilliant player.
So they were season about his name was not.
So Omo expecting Obebo games be brain. They are not even expecting me to be a bench warmer.
It's a pleasant option to have on the pitch and bench.
But now he's a first choice when it comes to leading the lines for Hearts, because even Kashala is on the sidelines now.
Yeah, he's taking his chance as well. He comes in and scores a beautiful goal for Hearts of Oak to win them 3 points, something that they were craving for. But that young chap, Hamza Issa,
yeah, no doubt about it. And as usual, after the game, the fans had something to say, and we were ready to listen to them.
We're winning game. Cookman, no, say. On no cast any strikers. On no kind. Yeah, they are cast any way. Tim Burden. Media winning a baby by a coach.
Teach your coach, Papa. Last so one premier team, what is to set 10 or last Chomu, Sambenoka. I go about draw and you two not see it. It's now where we need young Fatim Mano. Yes, a Fatim man or your coach, Papa. The team man bet me they has agility. I don't want to me. Or your apata. Anna or your job or your mummy. Or your mummy.
Yeah, football fans, as I said, when you're talking to them, you have to switch into their mood or mode. Otherwise, you rather become unreasonable. And I'm glad you were calm. Or real. In your brain, I read. You see how
she was talking about the interim manager, coach for Hearts of Oak, Abdul Bashiru, and she's saying, see, the man is good enough. You look at the CV, his resume is rich enough to coach a team like Hearts of Oak. But then most of the fans, were not impressed with the performance on the day, and that hasn't been something synonymous, with Hearts of Oak this season. In their first 10 games under Koopman, they've played some good, exciting football, but they've not been able to churn out the results.
And but now they're not excited about their winning.
Exactly, and even the coach said that, see, he doesn't care about playing good football or about good performances. What he wants is the 3 points. His is just to win the 3 points. So it looks like this coach prioritizes winning games than playing some exciting good football. But in Koopman, you could see the direction he was trying to take this team to. Because whenever they played so well. They dominated games. In fact, this was the first game I've seen, or I saw Hearts play and being dominated or got dominated by their opponent.
But getting the result.
They got a result. And even that was towards the tail end of the game. But then they wouldn't care if it came in the first minute or the 90th minute. Yeah, they've won, and that's what they care about. But then majority of the fans are still saying that, see, we need to play good football and get a result. So sometimes, fans are a bit, you just don't really know where to put them. Is it about playing well? Because sometimes, you can attest to the fact that you can play well, but then not get a result. But then you know, if you make your projections, per how they were playing, we all thought like, see, this team would just gel up under Koopman. But then, unfortunately,
but
they felt like,
you know the funny thing, you see that the fans are happy that they won, irrespective of the fact that they didn't play well. Let Heartford win 3-4 games like this. The fans will come back and complain, say, because under Koopman they played.
But they would look at the position of the table, and I think they'll be happy with that. Perhaps the next game would show whether or not their consistency in just making sure you grind a result. Look at these players. They're very good. Hearts have got a good squad.
Tobe has described these players as national class players. He said they potential national class players. I mean, Ampedu has been fantastic for them. Osea Sibe, Agbesima.
I think you should add the potential there.
Potential. These are fantastic players. They have a good squad. All that is left is how they are going to convert that beautiful football that they play into 3 points.
I mean, another win, and subject to what Summertex and Great Olympics do, Hearts potentially could be jumping up to the 4th position. If Olympics lose their next game and Hearts win, and of course you're looking at the other teams as well, losing or dropping points. But 9th is the best position they've been in this season, and they would want to build on that.
Yeah, they would want to. And you look at the point gap. No one has left the other. It looks like it's very, very close because from 9th or 1st to 9th, that's only 6 points separating them. And Heartford play their next game at home against Brecon Chelsea. That's a home game where they have to win. Just like you rightly said, some of these teams will be going away from home. Definitely some of these teams will drop points. But then at this point, it's about consistency for Heartford. They need to be consistent. We've not seen them win back-to-back games this season. We've not all the 3 games they've won have been back-to-back wins. But then the last time they lost was a very, very long time ago. So it looks like, yes, they're on the right path. But then can they churn out the results when they are playing at home? We've seen them struggle whenever they play at home. But then there's a new coach at the helm who says he prioritizes winning or getting good results than playing fantastic football. And that's what maybe we could see. Because I asked him, is that a new standard for Heartford? And he was like, see, there's a lot of work to be done. But then for now, we'll take that. We'll take the win. So it means that, see, there's a coach who loves to prioritize getting the results and just not playing good football. But then we will live to see if the fans will be okay, will be content with that for the remaining, how many games more to go? About 23 games. Will the fans be content with just getting results without playing good football?
There are some issues that are cropping up, which we can talk about very briefly, guys. One, obviously, is the venues, where Professor Peter Chumesi, National Sports Authority, has told the clubs that in December, in particular, the stadium will be used for so many things. We've seen it in the past: musical concerts, church programs,
it's not new.
And it's about the financial viability of running the stadium. But the other argument is that these national facilities are there for sporting purposes and a national league is supposed to be one of them.
We are going for the ABCB. Surprise must be either win or draw. Until my expectation there, Sana make one day. Yeah, baby, I can't. Near place on boarding board. I want to be also. It's their life. Medeama be there. Okay, Sundowns. We did it. TP, we did it. And it's going to be a surprise. We are expecting a good result from Medeama Sporting Club. Medeama, with our sponsors, Go Foods Ghana, Nguvu, our headline sponsor, Nguvu Mining. Everything is set. Like I say, the hotel, Radisson Blue, it's already reserved for us. Whatever, BBI intact. Flight, Egypt Air, into which I may depart any month from now. We are
sporting activity. But then again, you look at the other side. Yeah? Becca said, the monies that we are getting from the music house and all that is what is keeping the stadium for you, the clubs, to play there. So, I mean, it's something that we must sit around the table and discuss. And yes, I will be going back and forth. This is not the first time. It's several times. This
intact. Flight, Egypt Air, into which I may depart any month from now. We are going all out. BBI is set. Motivation, we are saying, they are per diem, everything. We are ready to give them.
Kakra mekane say Obiahu El Hali as giant of Africa. Ampa Medeama yakoye David against Goliath. Kakra mekane say mehwe mechi enbra. You say our home game local scene you lose to Chelsea. Yesan ba Kumasi Kotoko shehen. Enti we ba beto aso mana emiensa na eno ne challenge as see am say me de ma me me play say no. We have to go in there and then come back with good results. Results are positive. New system. Unlike El Hali for me, most experienced. Kakra mekane say boys are psyched, boys are motivated. Some make motivation there and they trust most backer. No be brave, no they go akuma. I just say I was say to me share the very important. The last time against Kotoko no, and I'm not be brave who say those guys na miss where camp. I'm saying now who say without them still you were equally good players and to me as set in the setup and Pampa yet me boy although we lost the game to Kotoko this time no one can say there because motivation more and at the same time so Sali Al Hali Fukuta national players yes you could national players today.
Yeah, we are very well prepared from day one. Like we started from Remo Stars. Yeah, we did what we could do. We got through that stage, we went to Horoya. From that 2 games, we've got some experience. So moving forward to this game, that experience is going to guide us to do well in Egypt. Talking about Champions League, nobody's known Medeama there, but we are going to give a good account on ourselves there. We're missing the 3 of them. It wasn't like we can't do without them, but they are very important players to the team. So we having them back is going to motivate us, it's going to push us, going to edge us to get a good results in Egypt.
So, since AI is out there and we need to become comfortable with it, you have to try Opera's internet browser.
Their response in the next game against the game they played against Accra Lions, it looks like they've moved on. There's life after Koopman. They are just looking out forward to, more wins from this coach. We spoke to the PRO, that's Kwame Pariado, not long ago, and he also spoke about the fact that they are doing all they can to hire a substantive manager, who can take over it within the shortest possible time. But then for now, the job of the interim coach is to see to it that the team trains well, prepares them for the immediate game that next coming up for them. So that's what he's supposed to do. But then I think they are not going to. After that win, I don't think they'll really be talking about Koopman.
Okay, let's go to Pantang. And Joseph is on the line. Hi, Joseph. What's up?
Hello?
I just said Joseph.
Yeah, is this...
Yeah, it's you, Joseph. Okay, sorry. You're making a point there before Joseph.
So, yeah, like I was saying, I think it's just about the win. That's the only thing, that pleases the fans. That's the only thing that they want to see. The team
Perhaps they were fed up with the beautiful and glamorous football, which wasn't producing the results for them.
No, we believe it was the start of a new season.
Yeah.
That gradually things could come together at some point. So, you know, playing some good football, you make your projections and you're like, okay, with time, when these players gel together,